run this little test T route again here, and I want to show you some additional functionality that's built in. So we get to the route screen, and one thing we can do, let's pick up these two folks and pick up a third person that isn't planned. This happens frequently, as you know. So we'll click the Add button over here. It'll enable us to add a rider to this stop. So we'll click here to choose a rider. Let's pick somebody we didn't pick up, Holly, for example. And it wants to know, when we pick her up, where we're going to drop her off. So we'll select this, and let's say we're going to pick her up, or drop her off at Excel Jefferson. And if we want to abort this, we can click the red X and it'll just go back the way it was. Or if we want to add the rider, we click the green check mark and it'll add the rider. So now we've got Holly added as a rider, a third person to pick up at Fredericks. And you notice it added her here as a rider and already picked up. And it still has a reset button, but it's a different color. We can reset. You'll notice that all the buttons are a different color if it's a rider that the driver has added. So we'll pick her up again. Now there's also a trash can here. If we add her by mistake, anything that the driver adds as far as data, we want the driver to be able to delete if it's a mistake. So you can click the trash can to delete it at any time during the route. If you click the trash can, you get a confirmation. If you actually want to delete it, you click the green check mark. If you don't want to delete it, you click the X, so they stay. All right. Okay, another thing you can do is to add a stop. You can not only add riders to existing stops, you can add a stop. So let's say at St. Agnes, we want to pick these up, but in addition to that, we want to insert a stop. We can sort of stop at, say, Golden Options. Now, here you just start typing the name of the location that you want to stop at, and when it gets enough characters to isolate a location name, it'll give you some hints. So we'll just pick Golden Options, and once again you get the cancellation X or the check mark. So we'll check mark, and then it'll add the stop. It inserts it right after the one that we clicked the button on. Instead of stop 2.0, it's 2.1. And notice that also, since it's a stop the driver added, there's a trash can there where you can delete it if you want, or not delete it. So we'll keep it because we want to add a rider. At St. Agnes, we want to pick up somebody. Let's pick up Eden and drop her at, well, this is a good example. Let's pick up Eden and drop her at, no, it's not a good example. Let me get rid of this. Pick up somebody else. Let's pick up Ted. And drop him, there we go, Golden Options. He can be dropped at Golden Options, so let's do that. Pick up Ted and drop him at Golden Options. Okay, he's added as a rider now to St. Agnes, and then we go to Golden Options, and he can be dropped off. I want to demonstrate something else. Say at Golden Options, we're going to drop off Ted, but we're going to pick up Jerry Call and drop him at Spring Street. Okay? We'll drop him at Spring Street. And we'll say, yeah, we're going to drop him at Spring Street. And what it'll do is it'll edit and it'll say, if you're going to pick somebody up, you have to have the stop defined first. See, there's no stop defined for the selected location. Add the stop and then try again to add that rider. So I just wanted to demonstrate that it won't let you add a rider unless the stop location is already added. So if we were to add Spring Street, then it would let us add Jerry Call. So let's do that. Jerry Call, drop at Spring Street, and it will let us do that now. Okay. Okay, so that's all of the machinations, I think. We've added a person to an existing plan stop, we've added stops, and we've added people to added stops, that kind of stuff. So, and you notice that everything that the driver adds has the trash can and is a different color, so you can tell what's happening there. Now, we're not complete, but I want to show you, if you click the big route button, it'll show you what we've done so far. We basically picked everybody up. They haven't dropped anybody off yet. So let's go back and see. We'll drop Ted at Golden Options. We've already picked up Jerry Call. We'll drop Jerry Call at Spring Street. And we'll drop all the remaining people at Excel Jefferson. Okay, they're all done. So we can see by looking at the route button, everything is accomplished, everything's in light blue, and we can click the end button. Now, what happens when you click the end is all of the stops and the people that added will be recorded in history, but the server will delete all of the riders and all the stops that the driver added, so that when it is rescheduled for the next day, it will be back in the originally planned display format as far as stops and riders. So if we click the end button, it will delete all of it will record all of what we've done as history, but then by the time it cycles back around and gets scheduled for the next day, all of the information that was added by the driver will be scrubbed off. So we're waiting for it to come back here, and I'll show that I'll show you that it was deleted. Okay, test T is back, so we should be able to look. Now it's scheduled for the next day, the 11th. We started on the 10th. Should be able to verify that it's back to the way it was originally. So, okay, so that was a demonstration of how the driver can add riders and add stops. Now this is a good example of that in my route anyway, is because I take a group of people to Whitewater every day from campus, and on the way I pick up Tim on Washington. Sometimes, however, the Whitewater people are held back at campus because of an activity. So, but when that happens, I still go pick up Tim and bring him to campus instead of Whitewater. So the way I would handle that in the software would be to do a no pick for him at the planned pickup spot at Washington, and add him as a rider. Delete him from the planned pickup stop and add him as a rider to be picked up at Washington and dropped at campus. Now, if I don't have a drop at campus that's available, it hasn't already been executed, then of course I just add another stop at campus so I can take him back there. There's one final feature that I want to demonstrate and that is these videos. This button up here, click here to watch demo videos. All of the videos that you've watched are available from this bar. So on your tablet or a laptop or a desktop, you'll be able to watch the videos by clicking this, and you get a little menu of each of the 3 videos. Now these are not the 3, they're not actually made yet, but when they are, these 3 buttons will represent each of the 3 videos. You click outside that anywhere, that bar anywhere, and that will go away. So it's available at any time you need to refresh your memory on anything. So that is how to add riders and stops.